Starting a business is a challenge on its own, but maintaining a successful company throughout generations is built upon the challenges we face and the lessons we learn growing up. Wilkinson Used Cars is a family-owned business in Milledgeville, Georgia that has been providing quality used cars for years.
This company was founded by my grandfather in 1953 with a $500 loan from his aunt. His name was James Clare Wilkinson. They called him J.C. Wilkinson. Before that, he had a Kaiser Fraser dealership in the mid to late 40s into the early 50s until he got into the used car business.
J.C. Wilkinson started his journey of selling cars when he got into the Kaiser Fraser business during World War II. Business was going good for him until the banks wanted every loan paid back immediately.
Back then, he had to co-sign the loan for everybody who bought a car. Well, when they called the loan on all of the cars, he didn't have the money that he needed to pay all of them off, so he went bankrupt. After that, he moved to Atlanta and had a little car business up there for a year or so, and then moved back to Milledgeville with a small loan from his aunt to get this place started.
After returning to Milledgeville, J.C. Wilkinson started his own car business and named it Wilkinson Used Cars. While the name of the company still stands today, the original building no longer houses the business.
It was in a different location than we are now. They moved to this location in 1971. The place we're in now used to be an ice house. Ice house was run into the mid to late 60s, and they went up for sale and they bought it. But it was run in this location since 71.
Since moving in 1971, the business has remained in the same place while ownership has changed. After J.C.'s passing in 1980, his son, Jeff Wilkinson, took over the business. But before his passing, Jeff was already learning important lessons about running a business.
Well, he was already intricately involved in the business. When he graduated high school, he started working here. He started buying the cars. They used to have a body shop where they would work on the cars. They would buy a little bit rougher car, fix it up, sell it, and finance it for people. And so when he took over the reins full time, he changed things a little bit, as each generation will. The big thing is the people. You try to have good people around you, good employees that are loyal and look after your interest and try to take care of the business. And that's the key to this business is good customers and good employees.
But just as J.C. discovered when his son started working with him, some of the best employees come from your own family. So once Jeff's son, Jeffrey, was old enough, he began working with his dad at the office.
I started probably when I was 5, working down here. I started washing tires on the cars. I wasn't big enough to wash the whole car. They would wash cars every weekend, and I started washing the tires. And I finally worked up where I could wash the entire car. And then from there, I went from washing cars to mechanicking. And you never really know it all. There's always something else to learn.
Jeffrey would continue to learn about his family business as he grew up. After graduating high school, he made the decision to go to college in Milledgeville and continue working at the office.
Well, I started out at GMC Junior College. I did 2 years there, got my associates, and then went to Georgia College and State University and got my other 2 years there. I really didn't know what I wanted to do, but I knew if I had a business degree that I could use that business degree in anything that I wanted to do. As I was working here, I fell in love with the business. I fell in love with the people, the customers, the process.
Once he graduated with his business degree, Jeffrey began working full-time at the office with his dad. Everything at the office was going well until Jeff's health began declining.
Well, my dad, he got, about a year before his death, started declining. He did have a little bout with cancer, but that's not really what ended up killing him, but he got over that. He had a lot of problems. He got where he couldn't move around as good, couldn't maintain his life like he wanted to. So when, he did move on, but he had been preparing me for a long time for this. He had taken me to bank meetings and stuff. He let me be an integral part as far as learning how to buy cars. He taught me so many different things that I didn't know I was learning at the time.
Since Jeff's passing, Jeffrey has stepped up to keep the business moving forward and has plans for the future of the company.
We're always looking to move forward. We do have a new location out on the major highway. If we ever decide to sell this place, Georgia College State University, several other people have expressed interest in it. We have plans to move. We know what it's going to cost, and it's just trying to decide if we do want to move further to reach new customers.
While expanding the business and generating more revenue is important, Jeffrey says this is not the most important goal for the company.
Our main goal is to stay a viable company in this city and county that we live in. We want to treat our customers right. We want to make sure we sell a good product, that we treat everybody fairly. In every business, you have to make money to stay in business, and our whole goal is to not just to make money to stay in business, but to make a difference with the people.
After 67 years, the company is now comprised of Wilkinson Used Cars, Auto Rental, Title Pond Financial, Hilltop Investments, and Colonial Properties.